All right, so I'm on, well, day two. It's been a couple days since I started working on this bridge project here. What my goal is now is I'm gonna get these out. I'm gonna figure out which ones I actually want to try to use for the base of the bridge. Some of them are pretty beat up, so I'm probably just gonna toss them. Some are in pretty good shape, so they should be serviceable to a certain extent. So I'm just gonna clean up a couple of these steel nails I didn't get totally cleaned up the other day. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the tractor out and line them up on the forks. So then I can cut the ends off to get them all basically at the same length. And I'm just going to attach a couple, probably 2x4s underneath to keep them in sections. And then I'm just going to lay them to span the creek from there. So it actually shouldn't take too long to get that part wrapped up. I might actually cut an angle like this through these as well. And then that'll make it, I think, a little bit easier if I come in with some gravel or something to pile up to it. Just be able to get, tractor or whatever up over that ledge. So that's what I'm working on now. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully soon I'll have some of the sections starting to come together here. All right. Fires right up every time. Give that a minute to warm up. It's been warm out, but it's been kind of cool in the shed. So we'll give that 5 minutes to warm up, and then I'm going to start to select these ones that are more solid, and then it should go quick from there. Alright, I'm going to start with those four. Those ones are all in pretty good shape, so those should be good candidates to start for the first planks. I think I'm going to do two separate planks, one for each tire basically. So I'm going to start with those four and see how it goes. To make sure my ROPs weren't going to hit the top of my garage door. Made that mistake once before. Alright, so that's kind of what I plan on the bridge looking like there. It's not going to be anything fancy, but it's a pretty small span that I got to cross in the creek, so shouldn't be an issue at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chainsaw and try to cut these all down to the same length here. If I cut those all down to the same length, then I will attach a couple 2x4s underneath to hold it all as one piece, and then basically should be good to go from there. Should be pretty easy. I mean, should span the area that I'm looking at. I know the banks there get a little bit mucky, which actually might be kind of good because it should sink it in good. I can get a lot of runoff here and a really heavy rain, so I obviously don't want the bridge to flow away. But I think after I drive back and forth on it in the tractor a couple times, I think that'll sink it right in without much of an issue. So I'm going to go see if I can track down a straight edge here, get a line cut, get out the chainsaw, and then buzz these off quick. Alright, so I think I got what I need here. That behaves itself. Doesn't have to be perfect by any means. Just good enough to be mostly straight. Semi-straight. I'm happy. I won't lose any sleep over that. The problem I have is there's a steel pin right here that's going to get in my way. I can tell that already. I can't cut off as much as I'd like, but that's okay. Just want to make it serviceable. Alright, that should do her. Got the line in there. The end of this one's kind of beat up, so that's probably going to be pretty nasty, but it'll be serviceable. Should be fine. So there's the line. I'm buzzing the shed here, grab my chainsaw and do some work. Alright, so those should be cut down now, so the idea is I'm just going to put these actually underneath the bridge, obviously. And then I'll just pop some screws here, 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 and here. And then that should prevent the boards from coming apart on me. Alright, well, it looks like at some point I switched the camera into picture mode. That tends to be a theme for me lately. I've been doing that, I don't know, that's like the 5th or 6th time I've done that on this camera now, here when I've been out here, but anyway, I put one board under so these will not pull apart now. They're all basically one solid piece. So I'm going to just prep this next one, pop some screws in it, screw it up underneath like I did the last one, and then basically I'll have one section of bridge ready to be deployed to the creek. Alright, so this section should be all tied together. For the most part, it should be ready to drag down there. I'm going to go down my driveway here. There's a spot in the creek where it's not a very big span at all. This should cross it without an issue, at least that's what my mind tells me. We'll see if that works out or not. But I'm going to buzz this down there real quick and we'll see if it's going to work. If I like it here or not. The issue is here the ground is pretty unlevel, where you have this dip right in here, and I really don't want to put it in a spot to where it's going to want to kind of cant either direction like that. So I might slide it right over here where it's a little bit lower, because I got this high spot right here. So if I come over here, that should resolve that issue, because it's pretty even here and it's pretty even here. So I think I'm just going to see if I can horse that over, and I'm way more comfortable about that than this, because this right here, because this is my weight on this and it's moving like that, that doesn't give me the warm fuzzy feeling inside at all. I'm going to see if I can get that moved over quick. All right, now at this point, I just got to select the next 4 that I want to use that are in decently good shape, and then I'll take those and I'll just go through the same process. I'll buzz them all down to the same length. I'll connect them underneath, even though that one board broke off, but that should at least hold it mostly together. I mean, there's still one on there, so I mean, it should be fine. It's just a bridge, it ain't going anywhere. And I'll probably go down there with a shovel as well and dig out the bank a little bit to try to get it more level than it is right now, because I don't like how kind of canted it is to one side. That to me is just not going to be fun to drive over. These tractors are great, but they have a really narrow wheelbase, so any sort of side hill or anything like that is very uncomfortable. So I do need to put some wheel spacers on here at one point. I'm just trying to make my mind if I want to do 2 inch or 3 inches. Probably end up doing 2 inches. I just think 3 is a lot of stress on the rear axle, and that's a pretty expensive unit to replace if you do mess that up, but that helps with the side hill. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm going to go grab 4 of these and get going on this. Well, looking like I might be coming up really short. I just nervous about using these ones with the holes in them. Not so much because of the weight of the tractor, because I can put these on the outside where they're not going to be a lot of weight, but more so if deer start walking across this bridge. The last thing I want is to wake up in the morning, have a deer that fell through it, broke its leg, and a coyote hanging off it or something crazy like that. So I don't know, I guess I could fill those in with something too. Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just take, because these are in quite a bit better shape. Like this one, right here, this top is rotted out, but then underneath it, it's pretty rough. I don't think I want that anywhere near my bridge. And this one over here in the end is the shortest one, and I don't think that's going to be quite long enough. But the second one right here, other than this end here, which will be on shore, although this one might be better, I don't know. Yeah, that crack doesn't go very far. I might just do this one on the end here and then try to figure out how to plug those holes. Just something good enough so that a deer doesn't fall through. I'm not worried, like I said, not worried about the structure at all from the standpoint of the tractor going over, because I'll put it on the outside edge. More so, don't want the deer to break in. So I'm going to think for a little bit, see what I can come up with, and then I'll go from there. Alright, I'm just going to go with the one with the holes in it. I'll figure out how to fill them in later, but I'm going to cut down the size and at least out there with the tractor, so then I can figure out kind of where this one's going to sit and how far I want to dig down here, just to make sure that it's on at least a decent firm level footing as well. So here we go. Well, there's another one dead. Nothing. think I solved the issue now. I don't think we're going to wear out the 6 amp, and she's fully charged, so we're golden now. The drill is a little bit heavier with this on there though. That made a difference. Holy crap. You know, I should just be doing this in the pole shed where I'm not laying in dirt and filth, but that'd just be too easy. It wouldn't be any fun at all, would it? Oh, come on. All right. One more to go, and that is ready for the creek. So I really like how this one turned out. It's not perfectly flat, but it's actually pretty good, just as it sits right now. It's really solid. So I got to decide now if I want to try to slide this over just a little bit and pull. I think I got about another, what, 1.5 feet here that I can pull this one over. And then if I can get this one slid back up this direction, then I might be able to get this one on mostly flat ground as well without having to do a whole bunch of digging. And then what my plan is, because obviously that's a pretty big step up there for the tractor. I could do it no issue on the ATV. That wouldn't be a problem, but I'll probably come in with some fill, whether it's dirt or I got to get a little gravel for my driveway anyway, but maybe a couple buckets of gravel just to make a little ramp up there. But this ground right here is finally thawing out, so it's pretty soggy right now. But this area will get a little bit marshy if we get a lot of rain, but I don't think I'll have a big issue with it. And I do got 4-wheel drive on the tractor. I've never got that tractor stuck, and I've gone through some nasty stuff, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna try to slide this over, slide that one over, and slide. It doesn't help when I'm looking at the camera and pointing, right? But slide this one over here a little bit, up on top of this hump here. Hopefully I can get that knocked down, and then get the other one slid next to it, and then hopefully they're both mostly level. I'm gonna give that a shot. Let's see how this goes. Be fun. The main issue I'm coming across right now is that the ground is actually still frozen. The top bit is soft, but as soon as I dug down there, it was frozen pretty solid. So I think what I might actually do, get a couple of chunks of 4x4s, 2x4s, put them underneath the end here. That should level it out for now. Then when the ground thaws, I can come and dig it out. But I ain't gonna dig through basically frost. That ain't happening. Of 2x6 here and some 4x4s, and I'm just gonna go throw some bracing on it for now. Like, I don't know what it is, it just bothers me. I can't leave it like that for whatever reason. that made that a whole lot better already. And I mean, and if it doesn't look level, it's just because I got the camera mounted crooked on here anyway. It's not like the bridge isn't level, so don't need to be hearing that in the comments. So that's pretty serviceable. I think that'll do the trick for me. I do want to try to get this lid back. Yeah, that's gonna bother me if that's not lined up. So I gotta deal with that. And it's heavy, but look back toward the tractor. Should be plenty of width. Should not be an issue at all getting the tractor across that. Like I said, it's not a big span. These will sink in over time once I drive over them. I built one, just a real small one over there. Not sure if it shows up or not, but that's just for driving my ATV over. That's just 2 4x6 planks. Not nearly as sturdy as what this will be, but should do the job. Just got to fill the edges here so I get a nice ramp up. This side won't need much fill at all because you're basically coming off this hill here, so that won't be a big deal. 1 bucket full probably will do that. Probably maybe 2 buckets on the front, and I got access. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna clean stuff up here, go inside, do a little workout, and then eat some supper. I still had some gravel left over there from a load I got last year for my driveway. So that worked pretty slick. This should basically be ready to ride over, I think, at this point. So I'm just going to get some of this gravel here moved around a little bit and probably give her the old college try here and see how she goes. But I mean, there was a lot of weight in the front of this tractor when I just drove up there on the bridge just now with that bucket pretty full of rock, and that was wet rock, so it was heavy. So for it to take that just fine, I think having an empty bucket should be no issue at all getting across here with the tractor now.